Good morning. Are we ready back there? Good morning. One more time with feeling. My name is Julie Samuel Lambert, and I'll be your MC today. I'm so pleased to welcome those of you that are here in person in our community center, as well as those that are joining us online and that may watch this on YouTube sometime in the future. Welcome, future friends. For the last 11 years, we have been gathering together as a secular alternative to faith-based communities. We welcome everyone, regardless of belief or non-belief, race, gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, or any other trait. We strongly feel that the human experience is better when it's shared, and we're so pleased that you have chosen to share it with us this morning. We gather around our 5 core values that you see here and on the stage. People are more important than beliefs. Reality is known through reason. Human hands solve human problems. Meaning comes from making a difference, and be accepting and be accepted. We've got a great program for you this morning. Our featured speaker will be James, and I didn't meet him, so I don't know if it's Moran. Oh, first try, right out of the box. All right. James Moran from our spot, KC. Our musical guest is a returning champion. Well, I like to call them Ivory Blue. And we will have a community moment from Warda Belkass. How was that? Was it kind of pretty good? Okay. We're getting there. So, Ivory, we're going to go ahead and welcome her up. Oh, there she is back there. We're going to welcome up Ivory. Ivory is an alternative singer, songwriter, and producer whose music is passionate rock with a dash of pop hooks and a healthy dose of swagger. And we love seeing you here, and we're happy that you're here with us this morning. With no further ado, another warm welcome for Ivory Blue.
How is everybody today? You all good? Yeah? Well rested, somebody said? I'm pretty well rested too. I've just been up so late working on some new songs, and it's really cool to be here. This is I think my second time this year that I've played. I think the first time I played was in January, and that was at a David Bowie thing, and that was really fun. That was called The Band That Fell to Earth, if you've ever seen that. It's a really amazing show. Did Suffragette City. That was a lot of fun. And this is the second one. So thank you so much for having me. This first song is called Echo. I wanna know when it will be revealed, when the light hits your heart of steel. Don't wanna watch your truth turn its back on love. I wanna see you with eyes wide shut, all of your days like a lightning crash. I wanna watch your truth turn to rain again. Sunlight will shine within. Was it my love that saw the future? It was only trust that I had in you. And you gave me hope when I believed the truth hurt nobody could ever see. The echo, 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 I will never let go, let go, let go. Echo, 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 never let go of what I found in you. Feel the love like a never-ending story. All the tears that I wept went dry. Couldn't see past my own disarray as if it were mine. Love me more than I could know, and I adore you for never letting go. Time is burning through my soul, saw me through it all, through it all. Sunshine will find me again. Was it my love that saw the future? It was only trust that I had. let go of your body? Can you let go of all of the things that bring it down? Can you hear the world, 'cause everybody is worried? Can you hear the sound? Can you hear the sound? Can you hear the sound of my heart? It's echo, echo, echo. Let go, let go, let go. Echo, echo, echo. Never let go. What I found in you. Can you feel it? Can you see it? I'll never let go of what I found in you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think I have, I do two in the beginning. Is that true? Okay. This is a favorite of mine. It's called Heartbeat. One last glimpse of your heaven finds me in a haze of pure delusion. You can unbreak my heart. For a start, I am where you are. I like it when you say you love me still, 'cause things that change the more you get in the feelings. You can't take back what's mine. Wasn't right to believe that you were lying. My heart beat still while you wait for me to feel. It's not gonna happen, love, 'cause you led with all my will. Full false star, wrong direction, grinding all the gears of my reflection. You're not inside now, but I'm still here without a spark. My heart beat still while you wait for me to feel. It's not gonna happen, love, 'cause you led with all my will. Oh, well, my head is starting to desert. My heart is beat without a single flutter. Oh, I was a mess. I was only second best. Well, my love, you got me, then you learned. You took my sweetness and let it burn. Oh, I was just investing, and now I've lost interest. My heart beat still while you wait for me to feel. It's not gonna happen, love, 'cause you left with all my will. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, so I've learned something new about you today, Ivory. We have the same birthday. It's Ivory and my birthday today. Thank you. Happy birthday to you, too. It feels a little bit like a setup. Jason, did you plan this? Oh, maybe. All right. Isn't it nice? Okay. And he has started with, do you remember? Do you know that song? September. Yeah, I've always called my birthday, since I started celebrating them, the Earth, Wind, and Fire birthday.
Oh, I didn't even know that said my birthday until like last year.
Oh, yeah.
Because I knew the song and I loved it. I was like, oh,
It says September 21st. I know. It's a very exciting birthday that we share. So, so happy birthday, Ivory, and happy birthday to me. Okay. So we have, what continues. I think one year I talked about the percentage of people being born in September is higher than a lot of months. Has to do with it's cold when we get started. It's cold when we start gestating. People are at home, there's snow. My stepdaughter is dying inside right now. That's why there's so many people born in September. Okay, that got awkward. That being said, it always is reflected in how many September birthdays we have. I'll start talking about the rest of the people here. On the 23rd, Olivia, and I know she's here today. Happy birthday, Olivia. She's giving me the princess wave from the back. Denise Johnson and Lori Kellogg and Jen Chamberlain, all birthday twins, September 24th. And then 2 more birthday twins, Clay Bollinger and Tara Mason on September 26th. Also, and I don't know if I see them here, but also today, happy anniversary to Tracy O'Connell and David Niehaus. So lots to celebrate in September. Okay, does anyone else have a birthday or celebration this week? No? Okay, back to me. So yesterday, I got to go to the KC Current soccer game. And for those of you that know me know that I love soccer. I love the fact that we have the first stadium built for women in the United States, right here in Kansas City. And they secured the shield, which means that they have won the season. Nobody can touch them this year. So it was very exciting to get to go celebrate them. If you have not been there, it is one of the most inclusive, giant venues in our city. They do an announcement right off the bat that if anyone is feeling any harassment for gender identity, sexual orientation, that will not be tolerated. So it's a thing I want to celebrate that we have a place like that in our city. So, okay. And it was Chewinga's birthday. And that's important if you also know the team because she's our best player. It was her birthday yesterday, and for a birthday gift to me, they won the shield. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to our volunteer of the week. And I see him back there. Doug Sirik has been a part of the AV team since shortly before the pandemic, shortly after we began meeting in person again. He stepped up and said, I'm going to take on the streaming, which is not an easy task. So since then, Doug has done a fantastic job keeping up with our many streaming needs, and we're supremely fortunate to have him on the team. So thank you, Doug, for that. And if you would like to be Volunteer of the Week, there's a way that can happen. There are Sunday volunteer tasks you'll see on a table back there, boxes that look like this. If they're in the left-hand side, they're the need help sign. Once you do the task, then you can put it in the all done sign, because we're always looking for more volunteers, not only to keep our Sunday gatherings going, but in many of our committees. So if you have anything that you're passionate about helping with or want to find out what some of the options are, anybody with a name tag like this should be able to help you. So with that, we'll get into our very full list of activities that we have this coming week. On Tuesday from 6:30 to 7:30, we are in week 3 of an 8-week intermediate East Coast swing dance class. It's $15 per class. We've had, it looks like, some great attendance from what I've been seeing. So if you would like to do the intermediate swing dance, we have had beginner before, but this maybe would help if you had gone to beginner. But still no partner required if you're interested in participating. And this is hosted by the KC Swingsters. On the 25th, this coming week, is game night. That goes from 7 to 9. And typically, there's something in this announcement that says, bring your games, bring a game that you would like to play. There will be games here, but come and join us, and maybe some snacks to share would be nice as well. So following up that intermediate dance class, on Friday this week, we will have a pop-up swing night. So the first 30 minutes will be East Coast swing dance class for beginners, so like I talked about, and you can use that as a refresher, and then an open dance from 8 to 10. So even if you haven't been dancing, even if you don't know the steps, just come and shake your booty in some kind of fashion that goes with the music or not. I mean, you know, it'll be a good time. The dress is however you want. You can either embrace an era or show up in your sweats with your hair piled up on your head. We just want you to come, have fun, and move and swing. So that will be something to look forward to. Next Saturday, there is an afternoon of music at Casey Wine Company. This is someone that has performed at Oasis before, Erica McKenzie. So from 2 to 5, she will be doing that. That's the wine company is in Olathe. And then a week from today, Oasis Book Club will meet around the book A Fever in the Heartland. It's about the Ku Klux Klan's plot to take over America and the women who stop them by Timothy Egan. So if you're a really fast reader or you can put your audiobook on like 2 times speed, you can probably get through this by this time next Sunday. And those are always really great discussions. One more social event to share, the monthly Monday musical, The Music Man. A lot of alliteration there, but I got it. So, The Music Man, one of the classics, Monday, 5:30 to 8:30. The doors open at 5:30, but the musical starts about 6 o'clock. So that's another one where you can bring a snack. If you don't want to sit in one of these chairs, you can bring your bean bag or a blanket or whatever will make you comfortable and join us for that. That was a lot. But if you want to keep track of what's happening, you can sign up for our newsletter here on the Casey Oasis website under what's happening and upcoming events. It will run you through all of those things that I just described. Also on the website is a place to sign up to give a community moment, which is what will follow immediately after this. It's an opportunity for a member of our community to present on a topic of their choice. It can be related to their profession, hobbies, travel experiences, volunteer experiences, life in general, whatever you'd like it to be. And today, we will be joined by Warda Belkass, who is self-described as silly, spicy, and curious. And if she had a warning label, it would be known to turn small talk into deep talk. So get ready. Let's welcome Warda.
Thank you so much, Julie. Good morning, everyone. My name is Warda Belkass, and I'm very happy to be here with all of you. I've been coming to Oasis for a little bit over a year now, and I am very grateful to be part of this community and to just learn so much about all different topics, from the community moments to the guest speakers. It's just been absolutely amazing, and I'm just very, very grateful to be here with you. So for my community moment, I wanted to take you to my home country of Morocco, and we will explore a little bit about the country through the lenses of language. So what languages do Moroccans speak? It is complicated. Oh, it's complicated. Sorry, let me come here. What makes me qualified to talk about this is, besides being from there, I'm also very interested in languages and linguistics. I have my first master's from the University of Qadi Iyad in Marrakesh, Morocco, in linguistics, and I did 1 semester of that in Rome, Italy, and that was also in the field of linguistics, and it was really, really cool. So I wanted to share some stuff with you today. So when I lived in Marrakesh, I worked with tourists. And when I would ask them what are things they know about Morocco, these are some of the things that are sometimes said. Starting from the right to the bottom, Casablanca is a big one, although not actually filmed in Morocco, but the plot is in Morocco. And it is, for people that don't know this movie, it is a war romance movie that was shot in, it was supposed to be in 1940s. Another one on top of that is our beautiful dresses called kaftans or takshitas. I actually wanted to wear one today, but I didn't want to be extra, so maybe next time. That one over there, the person wearing all those dresses is the Moroccan princess. We don't actually have a queen, but we have a princess. Next to it, believe it or not, we have goats that grow on trees. Actually, they're there to get the argan oil. What are those called? The dates of the argan oil. For people that don't know what argan oil is, it is this, I might say, like rare oil because it's very expensive, and Morocco is one of the few places that grows it because it's super, super, super hot. And dry where they're grown, and I don't know what's special about the soil there, but the goats help the people to get the grain, the dates from the tree, and then take them back to their homes, and then they eventually make argan oil with it. It's a very complicated process, so I do not want to go into it. So. In the middle, maybe you know about our cuisine. That's a tagine. Two of my friends here have had a tagine of my making, so I do like the Moroccan cuisine a lot, not just because I grew up on it, but because it's not as spicy. It's very seasoned, but not spicy. Some people have Moroccan carpets in the bottom, also called Berber carpets. I do not personally like to use that word, Berber, because I prefer Amazigh. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. For people that are big on films, that picture over there is a city called Warda, and it is just gorgeous, and it looks like that. That's like not a movie set or anything. It looks like that. So a lot of old movies have been filmed there. The most recent one that a lot of people know is Game of Thrones. So the one in the bottom is our Moroccan soccer team, and we have just qualified to the 2026 World Cup. Let's go. Yes, I'm very proud, and I'm very happy maybe there's going to be a game here in Kansas City. So very excited. The last one here is just pictures from Instagram, because that's another thing that a lot of people like about Morocco. There's a lot of corners that are very, very Instagrammable, and you can see it on top. The one, the blue, that's the blue city called also Chefchaouen. And of course, Marrakesh is just such an old city. So let's move maybe to like some facts about Morocco, because I don't know, those matter. So we're a kingdom. So it is actually one of the the oldest running kingdoms in Africa, and we are in North Africa. For people that don't know, some people confuse Morocco with Monaco. Those are not the same. Morocco, Monaco. I'm talking about Morocco today. So it's in North Africa, and we are bordered by the Mediterranean Ocean on one side and the North Atlantic Ocean on the other side. Yeah. And our flag looks like that. It's just a lot of red with a green star. Our geographical area is a little bit complicated because of the unique situation that we have with the Moroccan Sahara, which is, if you look at the bottom, you will see that a lot of the literature calls it Western Sahara. Moroccans call it Moroccan Sahara. It's a topic I do not need to get into, but if we're going to talk about the geographical area, it matters if we include that part or not. That cute family in the bottom is our royal family. Well, the kids are not really that young anymore. The boy is in his early 20s now, and he will be the next king. The main religion in Morocco is Islam, and that's me and my mother in the corner. Last time I was in Morocco, that is the biggest mosque in North Africa, and it's just a gorgeous mosque. So we went and did our prayers there. It's in Casablanca, so it's far away from home, but we like to travel. Yeah, so there's about like 40 million of people. 39.1 is the most recent, but most people would say 40 millions or more, just because the census experience of a lot of people is interesting. And I put that picture there in the bottom. That's my niece in my brother's living room, because we are big on hospitality. Our living rooms usually look like this. You need to have a lot of room because you will be hosting millions of people throughout your life, so you need to have all the room, and you also need guest bedrooms for those people, so that's another side of the house. And I guess one thing that a lot of people don't know between the relations between America and the US is that America and Morocco is the first country to acknowledge the USA as its own state. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. But that's right there. The Arabic part to this side, that was the Sultan's, congratulations or whatever. I don't know how people do it. But yeah, that's what he wrote. And whoever was... it doesn't say here, but whoever was in power on your side also sent that letter over there. All right, so we're back to the question. How many of these languages are spoken in Morocco? If you guys were to guess, there's a few languages on here. Could you raise your hand if it's one language, two languages, three languages, or how many do you think? You can just raise your hand so I can see. 1, 2, 3. I agree with you, Julie. Yeah, basically all of them. This was a trick question. Mainly, let's get a little technical here. Morocco is mainly a bilingual country on the national level. We have two languages, Arabic and Amazigh. But there's a lot more actually spoken on a day-to-day basis. I found those statistics over there, which I don't know how accurate they are, but it just kind of shows what the landscape of languages looks like. I was going to mention that I like to use Amazigh instead of Berber because Amazigh refers to the free people. That's what it means. That's what my people identify as. They do not identify as Berber, which is a word that was given to them by one of the colonizers because they seemed barbaric. So Amazigh is better. And on the national level, there's 3 different kinds of Amazigh languages, depending on the part of the country you're in. I'm in the middle of the country, so I'm sure it's in there. I don't know if you can see it well, but in the Amazigh languages, the second one is called Teshlhit, and it's spoken in central areas. That's where I'm from. That's what my language is. So another language that Moroccans speak is Moroccan Arabic, which is different from classical Arabic, which is usually it's in schools, it's in official documents, but spoken Arabic is a lot different. French is also one. French is also one that's used in business and education, higher education, mainly. Spanish is also in the north and the south. Spanish and French because we were colonized not too long ago by those two. And English is becoming more and more popular with the younger generation. One of the things that I did in my school is that I wrote my main paper project, whatever you call it, to graduate with my BA was how popular was English as a replacement of French in higher education between the students of STEM in the big university that I was part of, and about like 90% said that they wanted to like have English instead of French because it was too complicated on like the international level to like learn in French, and then all of the studies are in English, so it's complicated. So what does day-to-day Morocco look like? It's complicated. So that one there, that's how I grew up. I grew up watching movies in English and then translated into Arabic. That's actually how I learned a lot of my English. If you go to buy a newspaper, you'll find it in a lot of languages: Arabic, French, Spanish, and English. Signs are interesting when you're driving around because that's most of the country has Arabic and French, but then in the south it also has Amazigh, which is the language I was talking about. It is one of the main languages, official languages of the country, and it has a very unique writing. And I guess one of the really nice advantages is that Moroccan students really excel in debate in whatever language. So do not debate a Moroccan. And I wanted to just mention at the end something that I'm really excited about, which is my capstone project that I'm doing for my graduate program with the University of Arizona. I'm trying to bring attention to mental health and mental health issues in my community of the Sousse area or the Amazigh community. There's a lot of superstitions that can explain the mental health crises of people, and I'll be trying to present other ways, reflect back on the strength of our people, on the resilience of thousands and thousands of years. The Amazigh people have been around for a long time, and we have survived a lot of colonization. The Carthaginians tried to get us, the Romans tried to get us, like all of these people, and then like the French, and then the Spanish, and the Portuguese, all these people, and we're still around. So we are very strong and we're very resilient, and I want to bring attention to that with my project. And I just started it, and if there are any experts here or anyone that knows an expert in the mental health field for indigenous people, let me know, please. Yeah, I guess to end it today, I wanted you guys, if you could say maybe this word, that'd be great. Teiri. Can you all say it? Can you say it one more time and louder? Oh, this is so nice. Thank you guys so much. And I just like to leave you with this thought. Every time a language is spoken, a whole culture breathes a little longer. So thank you so much for letting me share a little bit of my culture with you today. That's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I have so many questions. I think this can be a series about Morocco. You're going to have to come back and share more with us. And maybe talk about your project. I think we'd really like to hear that once you get that concluded too. Thank you so much, Warda. That was fascinating. Okay, so we're going to go now into our coffee break. It gives us an opportunity to introduce yourself to someone that you don't know. Here's a challenge for the day, inspired by last week. Maybe when we go into the coffee break, as a little icebreaker with whoever you meet, tell them something that brought you joy this week. It's a little challenge. We'll see. So we'll see you all back here in 20 minutes. Thanks. All right, lovely to hear all your talkative voices. We're not quite ready, I think. Oh, now we are. Hello, welcome back. Once again, it is my pleasure to introduce with her next song, Ivory Blue.
Thank you, thank you. How's everybody's coffee break? Mine was too. I had a donut. They say do not eat before a show or say anything like that, but you know, screw it. I was hungry. So this song is called Forevermore, and I didn't know how to spell Forevermore because I thought it was two words, but apparently not. It's like one whole word. It looks so cool. It's like Forevermore, like what is that? Like Never-Ending Story or something like that, you know. So this is a new song, so I'm kind of wanting to play it, see what happens, you know, see the vibe and things like that. So here it is. It's called Forevermore. Started filling my head up with all of these thoughts, with all of these feelings. Think I need a head start to find my worth. I'm on a bed of nails, but I'm healing. Take my breath away, chill me to the bone. Find my voices calling from a broken home. How we feel tonight, we are not alone, but we're falling. Yes, my love is true. Rip my heart in two. Though my days are blue, I will be here in love with you forevermore. Started filling my head up with all of these lies, like you weren't true then. Meant my heart is so right through the disguise. I was more than you bargained for. Take my breath away, chill me to the bone. Find my voices calling from a broken home. How we feel tonight, we are not alone, but we're falling. Yes, my love is true. Rip my heart in two. Though my days are blue, I will be here in love with you forevermore. Paint my heart in shades of blue, 'cause I'm no longer the truth. I guess I was lost without you, but I'll find my way back to the truth. Don't rip my heart out, because if you do, I'll be in love with you. And all of my days will be blue. All of my days will be blue. I'll be here forever, still in love with you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. Ooh, it's always fun to hear a new song and be some of the first audience to appreciate it. So we'll look forward to seeing you at the, at the conclusion, we'll talk about where else we can see you coming up, okay?
Oh, cool.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Okay. So now we're going to move into our featured speaker. Here's our disclaimer. This program is designed to generate conversation and engage our powers of reason, not as a forum to start debates. The following presentation has been prepared by our speaker and not by Kansas City Oasis. So please respect the views of our speaker. And if you have any questions, a question and answer portion will follow as time permits. Okay. It's my pleasure to introduce James Moran. He has been an activist and advocate for the LGBT plus community for over 20 years. He earned his BA in Women's Studies and American Studies from the University of Iowa and his MA in Women's and Gender Studies from Roosevelt University. Over the last decade in the KC Metro, James has taught women's, gender, and sexual studies at the University of Central Missouri, served as Director of Education at the Kansas City Anti-Violence Project, and currently serves as Director of Education and Public Relations for Our Spot, KC, which he'll be talking to us about today. Please give us a warm welcome for James Moran.
Well, hey y'all. How's it going? I'm so nervous because I've got like magical musical performances that went on before me and like a spectacular community presentation that made me want to jump on a plane today in 2025. And now I'm all like jittery and nervous, but you all are wonderful people, so I'm sure everything will go fine and I won't forget a thing I'm supposed to say. See, I love that kind of support. As was stated, I'm here to talk about the organization I work for, Our Spot KC. I was invited to share some information about us with your community. So, hey to the folks in person, hey to the folks online. So, to give a brief overview, we are a 501c3 dedicated to serving the LGBTQ plus community. We envision ourselves as a hub for resources, right? Our mission is to provide safe, accepting, and affirming resources, programs, and services to advance and equip the LGBTQ plus community. That was kind of, I mean, when I can say it right, it's like succinct and concise, but when you think about it, that's a really big job, right? So that's why I've got a 30-minute presentation to explain how we do it. You may have heard of us through our flagship program that's called Lion House. Anyone want to take a guess? I guess this will be limited to our in-person audience today. Anyone want to take a guess as to why we call ourselves Lion House? I've got one guess in the front. Man, this person got it right on the first guess. Yeah, what's the collective noun for a group of lions, y'all? Say it loud so the mics can hear you. A pride, right? Absolutely. Also, but a little bit of shade, our two founders are also Leos, so I think that probably had something to do with it as well. Right? I mean, I don't know. But Lion House is a program that provides transitional housing and what's called rapid rehousing to LGBTQ plus youth, adults, and families facing homelessness here in Kansas City. We know that especially when it comes to LGBTQ plus youth, they are dramatically overrepresented when it comes to homeless populations. So to give you a hint, overall LGBTQ folks, we make up, Pew did this, put out this report probably a couple years ago, we make up maybe 7 to 10% of the entire adult population, right? When we're talking about folks who are in the youth category, who are living on the street, 40 to 50%. Right. So that kind of need is what really drove the founding of Lion House, right? It's been open since 2021. We've got some of these cute little facts. The words aren't important, they're real small. But what this shows is our two different forms of housing. So transitional housing, like I mentioned, in our program is really kind of hands-on. So we've got 2 housing facilities, one here in KC near Swope Park, and then one over in KCK around like 38th and State. We do have undisclosed locations, so that's like a ballpark, right? And in those facilities, we've got individual units for every resident, right? With shared communal spaces like kitchen, living rooms, laundry, bathrooms, stuff like that. It's kind of like a frat house, only without the hazing, right? right? That's how I like to think of it. And actually, pre-pandemic, these facilities have been utilized by other organizations in a manner that really tried to cram as many residents into these houses as possible. And the COVID really gave us a great excuse that no one could call us on to switch to like a single occupancy type of style, which just like the dignity factor is way up here, right? But also remember, we're talking about LGBTQ youth, so also the drama factor, right? I'm 38, and if I'm sharing a space with somebody, I'm gonna be like eagle-eyed, did you touch my stuff? Right? And I'm not someone who's operating in survival mode, right? So really being able to maintain the independence and dignity, but also provide plenty of opportunities for folks to build community, right? To build support networks, not just in terms of like friendship and emotional support, but people who you know are talented and are getting on their feet too. It's really tremendous to be able to put this house together, right? In a manner that, that builds support networks. Right, it is a magical thing. Anybody, by show of hands, anybody watch Pose when it was on the air? I got a couple of hands. It's a wonderful show that takes a dramatic, creative look at ballroom culture in New York City in the 80s and 90s. For, I guess, the rest of you who haven't seen it will just have to like nod as if you know the lingo, right? Okay. Lionhouse is kind of like the house mom, right? We're the family you didn't know you needed that is going to uplift you when you need it and also hold you to account when you need it so that you can be successful in a world that isn't built for you, right? We're building resiliency, we're building community, and we're also building like skills amongst young people, which I think is really tremendous because like I said, the world's not built for us, right? I will say I push hard on the youth house because that's been open the longest. That was the first facility we opened in 2021 because of that increased need amongst that particular demographic group. But we have also been able to open our second facility, that Swope Park-ish facility that's specifically for adults and families, right? So we open up this youth house. It's really wonderful because we've got a place that's specifically safe and affirming, right, for folks who have had to keep themselves alive in systems that are literally built to exclude them, right? And all of a sudden, we're getting applications from folks who are 26, who are 30, who are 45, who have 3 kids, right? And of course, our youth facility isn't really equipped for this. So we are very proud, someone sneezed, bless you. We are very proud that we've got this second facility specifically for adults and families. So same model, but lots more little kid and toddler toys around, wherein we're building community support networks, providing an opportunity for folks to build their skills. Now, I also want to make sure I'm mentioning our rapid rehousing in our program. That's basically a system by which folks find a place to live of an appropriate size within our geographical boundaries. Right? We make sure that the landlord is willing to work with us as a third party, right, to do all of this. We do a habitability inspection and we pay their rent. Oh my God, can you imagine having that weight lifted off your shoulders? Oh my goodness, I'm so glad the rapid rehousing program exists, and it is what has served, again, a lot of our larger families who came to us after they heard about the success of our youth house program. Now, I make it sound like all of this community and skill building happens like in the houses organically, like some sort of like, I don't know, queer seventh heaven type of deal. But it's more than that, right? Because we can't just put a roof over somebody's head and say, good luck, we'll see you in a year, hope you get everything straightened out. That really doesn't work. I see no in the audience. You're absolutely right. Like, it doesn't work like that. We have to provide those wraparound services, those supportive services that help folks get back on their feet when everything's been stacked against them for the last however many weeks, months, years plus. Right? So we're offering things like no-cost mental health services with a therapist that's part of the community, licensed on both sides of the state line too, so we can be flexible for location, right? We've got our weekly life skills classes. Those happen on a variety of topics, right? Because we're working with folks who have been kicked out of their homes at 14 for being queer, and folks who have been dealing with homelessness for decades plus, right? And so the variety of topics is everything from like basic home management to financial literacy and banking basics, cooking and nutrition, social skills and resiliency, right? Really all the things that I probably learn more in these workshops than I should really admit. But it is an opportunity to not only present these topics, but do it in a way that is appropriate for our community, right? So think, for instance, if we're talking about banking basics, right, in one of our workshops, maybe we've brought in a guest speaker from one of our wonderful partners. Here's a little wink and nod to Commerce Bank for being such a great supporter. They did not ask me to do that, but now I bet our videos are going to get a lot more views. Let's see, we bring in one of their experts to talk about banking basics, right, for one of our workshops. I know that if I invite someone who has our community in mind, one of our participants can raise their hand during this workshop and say, what do I do if my ID doesn't match, right, when I go to open my bank account, right? Or someone else can raise their hand and say, when I'm making my end-of-life plans, how do I make sure that these people with whom I have no legal relationship are counted as family, right? These are questions that are, not exactly asked every day, but certainly amongst our community, amongst the top concern, right? And so that's just one example of how we make sure that questions like that are answered, right? That framing of cooking and nutrition is done in a way that's appropriate for our audience, right? When we're talking about social skills, we're also talking about safety. When we're talking about resiliency, we're getting specific about what those hard times might look like for our community, right? And all of this goes to not only make these services more effective, but it also increases the trust, right, between our program and the folks we serve. And that means that all of these interventions are going to be even more effective because we're not just some provider that's trying to check off a box, make sure we got all the right numbers, and doesn't really care about whether or not you can get an ID in Missouri or Kansas that matches your identity because you just need an ID, right? The kind of attitudes, the kind of danger that is sometimes present when it comes to mainstream services is the kind of stuff that turns people off from seeking help at all, right? I wish I had that enthusiasm. And so that's why we make sure that we're catering all of our stuff specifically to our community, right? Because even if there's something I don't even know I need, right? Once I see it available, I can say, oh, well, if that's something that Lionhouse says is okay, I know that I can come in as my true self, be honest about my needs, and get them met. Right? Outrageous, right? When in the history of the United States. Anyway, so I do want to brag about some of our best numbers to just show the effectiveness of the Lionhouse program, right? When it comes to how many folks are leaving our program with what we call a successful outcome, we got 91%. There's only two things that count as a successful outcome. Moving into independent, self-sustained housing, reunification with family. Man, I got applause and a disclaimer today. I feel like I've made it. So that's one from one of our old annual reports. We also have seen that after 1 year, right, from their last date in our program, how many folks still remained independently, self-sustainably housed? 76%, y'all. Ooh. And if I do say so myself, when the stars line up, we do have one of the quickest times between when folks fill out our application and when they have a roof over their head. I know Lionhouse works for our community, right? That's why I spend half my time talking about it. I am so proud of the Lionhouse program. And I want to make sure, oh, I do have pictures. I made this presentation like 3 weeks ago, y'all, so you'll have to forgive me. It's accurate for the most part. I do want to give you some cool shots from inside the youth house. That's the location on the Kansas side. We really try to make it, again, communal feeling, give it lots of bright colors, and make sure folks know that this is their space, all right? A benefit of it having been packed to the gills before we started using it is there's a ton of space that now fewer people are using. So especially when it came to like social distancing, right? We had that about covered. But it also meant that we were able to really designate different spaces of this house to fill so many different needs, right? We've got a yoga room, we've got a craft room, we've got 2 kitchens, a dining room that I swear could seat 50 people. It's a really great facility. You'll see in the upper left that handsome woman with the eyebrows way up. That's Star Palmer, that's our executive director, giving some other providers a tour. I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Lionhouse is not enough, right? We know it's effective, but it also needs to grow. So we've got a huge project that we kind of need your help on. Okay, good. I got one response. I'm so bad with awkward silences, I was just going to keep talking. But no, we are endeavoring to build 9 new homes specifically for the Lionhouse program, ranging from like efficiency size all the way up to 3-bedroom to serve the whole range of folks who come to us for housing support, folded in with those wraparound services. We happen to own a piece of land and we've got it in tip-top shape, ready to go. Also, a few things have happened in the last couple of years that have like changed how much things cost. I don't know if y'all have been keeping up with the news, right? This is a huge project, and we are trying to fill a $2 million funding gap. So all of you have your lottery tickets in your pockets, right? As soon as they draw your numbers, please think of us, right? But no, this really is a project that I think is going to add not only much needed beds to the homeless system that exists in Kansas City, but also provides an opportunity for us to literally build community and to provide another stepping stone on our clients' paths from street homelessness to home ownership, right? Instead of living in that communal setting, instead of working with a landlord who's getting literally up to the penny, the maximum they can for their rent, we can start helping folks establish their rental history through our program, right? And as part of that ecosystem to empower the LGBTQ community, we're going to have one more step along the way. So I'd love to talk to anybody who's interested in hearing the nitty-gritty about this. I've learned so much about city planning and stormwater mitigation from this project. So if that's your cup of tea, I got material for hours. Lionhouse is just, however, part of what we do. It was about 1.5 years now that we merged with the Kansas City Center for Inclusion. Folks recognize that name? I see nods, yeah. Wonderful organization, which really, I mean, if you looked at the Venn diagram of our mission statements, it was kind of like a circle, right? Really no separation at all. And so as their capacity was dwindling and our capacity was growing, we decided to join forces and we absorbed them into our organization, which really has been a blessing because now, instead of just focusing on those like enrollment-based programs like Lionhouse, now we are able to bring so many more public programs like the support groups and clubs that they started and we kind of started to, and so much more. So I am really excited to share about the groups and clubs that we've got at our spot KC, and I'm happy to say that this slide is actually one that's out of date. There's not enough groups on there, we've got more. So I am gonna run through Passages. It's the first on the list. Let me hear if you recognize the name Passages. Okay, I see nodding people silently, so I guess that kind of counts. Passages is one of the United States and certainly the state of Missouri's longest running LGBTQ youth drop-in programs. It is almost as old as I am, right? I got too many gray hairs for that not to be astounding. It was started in 1990, and actually it has bounced around from home to home. It started strictly volunteer-based. It moved to the Kansas City Anti-Violence Project when that organization was open. When they closed, it was independent for a while. We thought Modern Family Alliance might pick it up, and then it landed at KCCI, which was great because when it came under our roof, that meant that all of us who had worked at Passages during the KCAVP days got to bring it home. Oh my God, my heart. I am so glad that this program is still running. Right now, we run it on a monthly basis on the last Tuesday of the month, coming up soon. And it's a space exclusively for LGBTQ teens, right? We've got a few trained facilitators in there to guide, themed monthly activities. We got some social time, but honestly, the strength of Passages is just that it exists, right? That there is a space that our community's youth know they can go to be themselves, right? To let their hair down, literally and figuratively, and just kind of relate to folks who are going through the same stuff they are, right? Who are a queer teen in Kansas City in 2025 looking at the world thinking, how the heck am I going to do this, right? And of course, I've got the wisdom to share. They call me dad, like it's a title well earned. I am kind of like that guy. I make the bad jokes. I tell everybody to stay safe and make good choices and stuff like that. But it really is a wonderful program, a team-directed space. I'm excited that it's still on our slate. I will say I keep the tile for our ASL club up because I want it to keep going. It is a practice club for folks who are learning American Sign Language. It is not like a formal course, but so much of learning a new language is practice, and so we like to provide a space for that. Now, unfortunately, our primary facilitator had to step back for capacity reasons, and the only signs I know are related to what I needed to know when I was raising my kids. So I am not equipped to be a facilitator for that group, but I am constantly reaching out to the community in hopes that someone else would be willing to step into this role and provide that space for us, because volunteers really do keep the work going. The same can be true for the Equal Trans Support Group in terms of volunteers keeping it going. Equal is one of our most popular groups, and that occurs on the third Thursday of every month. And Equal is a group that's been running for a long time, specifically just for folks who are trans-identified. All ages, though we do know that with more adults in the space, the topics do get a little bit more adult, and not in like a triple X way, but in like a mortgage and insurance kind of way. Like stuff that young folks just like, I have no input. But a safe place for trans folks to find support. So we enjoy hosting that on a monthly basis. We've also got our religious trauma support group. We're trying out a fun new nickname. What do you guys think of Church Hurt? Yeah, good reaction from the crowd. I knew I could bring that to you. But no, I mean exactly what it sounds like. And I think especially a community like Oasis kind of gets the motivation behind it, right? It's not necessarily a space to bash on religion. It's a space to process your experiences with religion, right? And I think especially for LGBTQ folks with our kind of unique brand of trauma that comes from some communities of faith, I think this group is especially important to be able to carve out space to make room for those experiences. So we enjoy hosting that on the first Thursday of every month. We've also got our LGBTQ plus disability support group. That's our one group that is hosted specifically and exclusively online to make sure that we're encouraging as much accessibility and participation as possible. Excuse me. That one is hosted by a couple of volunteer facilitators who've been doing it for a little while now. So keep an eye on socials for that next meeting. Needle in a Gay Stack is our adorable way of describing our craft night. I want to take credit. It wasn't me. But no, I mean, it's exactly what it sounds like. Craft night. You bring your crafts, you do your crafts. You finish your crafts, you talk about crafts, you talk about everything. Again, that's one of our all ages groups. We see folks bring in their kids and folks coming individually working on everything from a coloring page to that next piece for their small business. So it really is a wide range of not only things that people are doing, but also just like a diversity of people, right? Which I think is pretty awesome. We can get kind of rowdy, if I do say so myself. I remember a night when someone over-melted their perler beads and it became like a thing. Needle in a Gay Stack meets on the first and third Fridays of every month. We've also got Come Out and Play. That's our game night. Now, I know y'all have a game night, and I'm not trying to compete with your game night. Ours does not conflict. It meets on the first and third Tuesdays. And again, all ages, an opportunity. Bring your own game. We've also got a ton. And just be in community, right? Relax, have fun. Find a space where you can let your guard down. We got to have our guards up lots lately. And to be able to come together over something as simple to understand as like Cards Against Humanity, maybe not when the kids are there. That's when we switch to apples, right? It's cathartic, right? And sometimes we need just a little bit of ease in these stressful times. That's the most nods I've ever gotten from this crowd. I think you all agree. So I do apologize that I don't have all of our groups up on here, but I do want to tell you about them. Our next group is called Stronger Together. And that is a group that we are just now developing in order to provide space for LGBTQ folks dealing with substance use, right? There's a lot of 12-step programs out there, and there's a lot of spiritual and religious rhetoric that goes into that. And I mean, like, we got the church hurt group. We know how that goes sometimes. But also, again, LGBTQ experiences, especially as it concerns substances, just sometimes have a different journey, a different trajectory. I could do my own community connection, whatever that our wonderful Warda did earlier today, just about like the history of ball culture and bar culture in the LGBTQ community and how intertwined substances have been to the establishment of our culture. Right? I did go to grad school for women's studies. Y'all knew this was coming. And so especially when it comes to substance use conversations, being able to bring in your own experiences as an LGBTQ person means that you can more authentically and effectively utilize your community resource, right? It just makes sense. In a similar vein, we've also got Looking Ahead, which is our support group for LGBTQ folks with a history of incarceration, right? When we're talking about re-entry from incarceration, the innumerable challenges that are faced by folks who haven't been around, right? To put it diplomatically, right? And then layer on top of that all the complications of being an LGBTQ person today, right? I'll just, driver's license. Like, that's all I have to say, right? When we're talking about unique experiences, unique challenges, we know that our community really does need a space to be able to carve out. And so those groups meet on alternating Thursdays in our space. I'm going to run through, I actually am going to skip this little video in the interest of time and also because I can say it better. But we do have, all of those groups are held at our Navigation Center. And that's located at 2810 East 80th Street in KC-Mo. So that's just off the intersection of 80th and Prospect. There's a barbecue joint on the corner. And we were lucky to come across this building completely serendipitously. So it was not part of our strategic plan to suddenly have 29,000 square feet to build out the resources that we've always wanted. And so brick by brick, we are putting it together. Right now, we are exceptionally excited to have, our administrative offices there. We were working out of the residential facilities. Can I tell you how loud it was? Excuse me. So we've got our administrative offices. That's also where like case management takes place for our residential clients. We also now have the space to put on like really bad life skills workshops, right? When it comes to cooking and nutrition, it's not just watching a video, it's setting up hot plates and actually doing it, y'all. Really exciting there. But we've also got those basic community needs too. We've got our clothing closet that looks gorgeous now. Please don't mess it up when you come visit. We've also got our food pantry, right? To be able to provide folks with the food that we need. We've got a content studio where we record our podcast. And innumerable spaces that are available for our community members to rent, not only to keep our organization going, but to be able to conduct business that they know is going to be accepted and affirmed in the space, right? I'm not going to do my full boa sequins drag number, full costume, over at the Y, right? Funny, yes, but like I don't know who's walking through those halls, right? And I have to think about who's going to follow me to the parking lot at the end of the day after I'm done rehearsing, right? But now you can rent a space and like practice and rehearse and get your ish together. Honey, you could walk into the building full boa and sequins, right? To provide the space is so valuable. And I've been so talkative, I'm just gonna have to run through it. I also wanna mention the other things that we do. So in addition to the Lion House program, in addition to the food pantry and the event spaces, we've also got trainings and technical assistance. It's kind of like what I'm doing today, going around and telling folks not only about what we do, but how best to serve our community in their field of practice, whether it be healthcare, education, law enforcement needs a few lessons. I've given those too. And also within the homeless system and the domestic violence system as well. Our staff has decades upon decades of expertise of being and working within these spaces. And we want to make sure that we're providing as much knowledge so that our community is best served. I did mention our podcast. We'll get better at it. I'm not a professional. But we've got 3 or 4 episodes out now. It's called Our Cast. I know you all want to listen to it. When you search on your Spotify, there are a tremendous number of podcasts out there with the word Outcast. So just keep scrolling your search results. You'll find us. You'll find us, I promise. But we use this as an opportunity to not only tell folks about like happenings in our community, but also uplift the voices of folks who maybe don't have a microphone and a podcast studio, right? To tell stories and perspectives from within our community, voices that may not be able to be heard really much else in the public sphere. So we not only do this over the podcast, but also our magazine, The Roar. We are literally printing our latest issue this week. Again, an opportunity to present the most affirming spaces in our community alongside the perspectives of those within it. You may have seen our food truck, especially if you've come to KC Pride Fest. During COVID, we did go around and serve some hot, fresh meals to folks in need, especially since all the food resources around the city were closing, especially in those early days when we didn't know what the heck we were doing. You may not have seen it around lately. It needs a clutch. Wink, wink. Anyone who's good at that in the room. I didn't do it. I didn't bust it. I know I can't drive stick. I didn't even try. I did nod to KC Pride Fest. If you've been in Kansas City for a while, you may have been in like 5 different locations for Pride, depending on how long you've been going. When we're talking about what we do at KC Pride, that's the stuff that you've seen at Tice Park across from the Nelson. We really take pride in making sure that it's not just a party, it's a party with a purpose, right? So bringing together as many resources as we can so that you get as much bang for your buck once you make it through the gates. We've got health resources, we've got, of course, all of our wonderful small businesses to support, and then the incredible entertainers from near and far. The last few that I want to touch on, unfortunately, crisis is something that happens in our community, and we are prepared to respond to it, especially on an individual level. I mentioned that we do work with law enforcement. There are a few like individuals and entities in the various departments that we know we can go to when we have a serious concern. And so when it comes to folks in the community who perhaps need to take a little bit more care when dealing with the justice system, we are happy to act as an advocate in that setting. And then, of course, providing any sort of support that we can to affected family members. And finally, I was more nervous today than I ever have been for one of those, but I do occasionally go out to the Capitals and talk about stuff that pertains to our programs. Of course, we're a 501c3. I can't tell them how to vote. But I do a really effective job with some people on the education front. I made it through. I made it to the last slide. Oh my goodness. I'm sure that it is a million more things that I could say. I do have these QR codes on here. I did not check them this morning, and I've been known it's only on the days I don't check them, they don't work. So I do want to, yeah, darn it, I got a 404. But I was going to tell you anyway, please visit our website, which is simply ourspotkc.org, www.ourspotkc.org. We're also on social media as Our Spot KC, Facebook, Instagram, and we are Lionhouse KC on TikTok. I think I'm doing better at the TikTok videos. But I really do encourage you to visit those sites, not only because they'll also have a giant donate button on them, but because we've got so many more things that I didn't even get to tell you about. If you're a small business owner, we got a special program for you. If you are in an especially passionate place about trans rights right now, we've got something for you. If you want to get exclusive merch that's just for the folks who are signing up to support that cottage project, we've got it on our website as well and on our social media. So please do visit. I am probably like 8 minutes over time, so thank you so much, audience, for the generosity, and to our hosts as well.
Okay, so typically we have question and answer as time permits,
As
not
time
today.
permits.
But I
Yeah,
am
that was
going
me.
to take the liberty, since I have a microphone, of asking you a question.
Yes.
A lot of, we do not have a direct philanthropy ourselves, but one of our values is that we put our human hands to work to solve human problems. So hopefully you can connect us with ways that we, as members of the LGBTQ plus community, but also as allies, how we can give our human hands to you for support. So we'll connect on that.
That sounds perfect. I would
Okay.
love to connect in the near future to see how we can work together.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right. And maybe just really briefly, do you have, volunteer opportunities are available, I would
Yes,
imagine.
we do have volunteer opportunities pretty much in any of the programs that you saw up there. We could use a helping hand. Our most needed is honestly assistance with our life skills workshops. If you've got good recipes that can be scaled up. We love to feed our folks with homemade food. So that's a really easy way. I see someone pointing. Apparently you're going to cook for us. That's a really easy way to give back without having to think too hard about it. But also, as we're fixing up our space, like I said, we're doing it brick by brick. There'll be chances for group volunteer opportunities as well.
Okay, we'll look forward to it. We'll keep that on our radar. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, y'all.
Thank you so much, Jerry. Thank you. I'm so happy you're here. Okay. So many questions. It kills me when we don't have time for questions and answers. But Jerry, will you be able to stick around, just to chat with people a little bit after?
Sure.
He's here. He's here. I won't say the rest of it. Okay, he's here. That's up to you, friend, however you want to finish that sentence. Sorry about that. So with that, we will also remind everyone that this, our organization, our community here is completely donation funded and volunteer led. So if you appreciate the programming that you've seen today or throughout the weeks that you've been joining us, please take a look at kcoasis.org/donate. And there is, or over Venmo, there's the little QR code for that. All right, so I will find, I'm looking at Ivory. There she is. Come see me. So you played, so the last song was a new song, and maybe another one today, right? That was a new, you had some new music for us today.
Yes.
Yeah.
My recent song was Echo,
Uh-huh.
and that was the first one I played.
Right, okay.
And then the other one was called Forevermore.
Forevermore,
I'm not sure when I'm going to release that, though.
Oh, so it hasn't even been
I
released.
might do that after the next one.
Okay. So you're mostly working on new music right now then?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh, great. So Spotify, everybody. Go on Spotify, find Ivory Blue, and listen to the new music as it comes out. And with that, we will welcome you up for your final performance today. Okay, on Spotify.
So, this was fun. This was great. There's so much information that I've learned today about so many things. Thank you, everybody, for having me. Once again, I'm Ivory Blue, and this song is called Ghost of Light. Had a little feeling you were hurt, couldn't be worse. I was the first to see where you had gone. Riding on the road to God knows where, couldn't be here because the curse had taken hold. Going faster, pure disaster follows you back home. Feeling nothing turned to something really shook your cold. How are we taking a hold tonight when everything feels like a ghost of light? We can't wrap our hands around love so tightly. The apparition fades. Tonight we come alive again. We face the music, seize or lose it. We time to let it be right. In your eyes, the crime was letting go. In the sun, everything was bright, safe for the night. The light would soon be turning off. Going faster, pure disaster follows me back home. Feeling nothing turned to something really shook your core. How are we taking a hold tonight when everything feels like a ghost of life? We can't wrap our hands around love so tightly. The apparition fades. Tonight we come alive again. We face the music, seize or lose it. We come alive again. Hey, 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 hey. How are we taking a hold tonight when everything feels like a ghost of life? We can't wrap our hands around love so tightly. The apparition fades. Tonight we come alive again. We face the music, seize or lose it. We come alive again. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Always great to have you, and we look forward to the next time you join us. You're always welcome here, of course. All right, thank you, Ivory. Okay, so lunch today, if you have time for lunch and want to continue the conversation, it's going to be at Minsky's at 3063 Southwest Boulevard. Here is, and if you don't want to go there, okay, here's some options. We're going to give you some options for today. This is a map to Plaza Arts, where their acoustic music stage is at Plaza Arts Festival today. There'll be some musicians that have performed at Oasis before. Casey Rausch at 1, Julian Risco at 2, Joshua James and the First Aid Kit at the local music stage, which is the one in the bottom corner there, at 2 also. So next week, our Sunday gathering will be with a featured speaker, Pam Fulmer, talking to us about the, oh boy, I'm not sure, Veil? Just Veil? Well, I wanted to give it some kind of French situation. All right, Veil. Veil Victorian Mansion, and our musical guest will be Aaron Eads. I'm sorry? It's haunted. Oh my gosh, Haunted Mansion. We're going into October, Haunted Mansion time. I'm so excited. Woo! I don't really believe in that, but I'll pretend. We get a tour of the Haunted Mansion after she comes and talks about it at 2:30. Ooh, there's a tour. How spooky. Maybe I'll wear something spooky. Okay, so that's a lot to look forward to next week. We would ask that as we're leaving, if we could please pick up the area around you and then look for those tasks that can be done, those weekly tasks that need done in the purple shiny boxes back there, and pick out something to give us help to keep everything up and running smoothly. So with that, we'd like to thank this week's presenters. Oh, yeah, there is. See, I should wear my glasses, Jason. Here's the problem. There's going to be with the dance events, we would like for all the chairs to be stacked up in stacks of 6 against the walls on the conclusion of the program. So if anyone would please stick around and help us stack chairs to both walls in preparation for the dancing that we're going to have this week. Okay. And so now we will thank this week's presenters, James and Warda, and musician Ivory Blue. And thank you for being here or for tuning in online, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much for joining us.